So, dear students, good morning. Today, let us discuss how to prepare your project. So, now you are in the fifth sum class. So, in the end of the sixth sum, that is in the next March, you are going to appear for your final examination. So, in March, before the theory examination, you have to submit your project. So, actually, the project work starting in the fifth sum, and you have to finish and submit the project in the sixth semester. So we will allot one teacher for one student. So most probably one teacher, two students, or one student as their guides. That is a pattern. So you can meet your teacher or your guide and you can consult, you can discuss the topic with your teacher before you start your work. So when you prepare the project, you have to listen some points. So I am forwarding along with this some tips how to prepare the project, and that is the rules of the university. That you can check that tips and you can prepare your project. So when you prepare the title, when there is a novelty in the title, you will get more marks. ഒരു പുതുമയുള്ള ടൈറ്റിലാണെങ്കിൽ യു ആർ ഗെറ്റിംഗ് മോർ മാർക്സ്. സോ ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് നോവൽറ്റി ഈസ് മോസ്റ്റ് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ്. Very often students are copying down from the net. So that is not the real project. So for the last 3 years, you are studying literature. You are studying prose, poetry, fiction, drama, etc. So you can choose your topic either from the syllabus area or from outside the syllabus area. And sometimes we can see students are comparing authors. So if you compare the two authors, it will be more easy to get your final points or your final findings. So actually, the project should have nearly 30 to 25, 30, 35, 40 pages. So I am forwarding along with some models also. It will be in A4 paper size. So you just check the models so that you will get an idea. The first of all, there is the outer cover. In the outer cover, the covering page, the outer cover, you are giving the title of your topic, then your name, your register number, then the emblem of the college, and the month of submission, year of submission, etc. that you can see in the outer cover. Then you are getting the first inner cover, first page inside. There also you are repeating the same points, first inner cover. So in the following pages, you are giving there is a declaration that you have done this and you have not copied down from any other books and you have not submitted this earlier in the Calicut University, etc. So there is a declaration. Then there is a certificate of your guide that this work is done under my supervision. That sentence, the guide is declaring and putting the signature. Then there is the acknowledgements, and then comes the content page, then chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, conclusion. Last we are giving the references or the bibliography. So when you write the bibliography, there should be alphabetical order. So very often you are referring the primary source, secondary source, then source from the net or website. So when you give that bibliography page, first of all you give the sources of the text, primary source, secondary source, website in the end. That's the correct pattern. And there should be alphabetical order also when you write the bibliography. Suppose you refer to many books. So one author starting with letter A, suppose. Second author starting with B. If so, when you write that bibliography paper, there should be alphabetical order. അവസാനത്തെ പേജ് എഴുതുമ്പോൾ ഈ സോഴ്സ് റെഫറൻസിൽ നിങ്ങൾ ABCD ഓർഡർ എന്നുള്ള അതേ രൂപത്തിലും ആൽഫബറ്റിക് ഓർഡറിൽ മാത്രമേ അതിൽ എഴുതാവൂ. നമ്പർ 1 നമ്പർ 2 ആയിട്ട് അത് ഓർഡർ തെറ്റിച്ച് എഴുതരുത്. ദാറ്റ് പോയിന്റ് യു ടു ലിസൺ. So there should be 35 or 30, 35 or 40 pages. There should be variety when you select the topics. So in the previous years, students are taking many model topics. So today you listen to some model topics, that just to get an idea. Some model topics, model project topics. One topic: portrayal of society in Mulkraj Anand's Coolie and Untouchable. That's a comparative study. You are comparing two novels, Coolie and Untouchable by Mulkraj Anand, the Indian writer in English. So once again, portrayal of society in Mulkraj Anand's Coolie and Untouchable, a comparative study. Then, identity crisis in Girish Karnad's Nagamandala and Hayavadana. Comparing Hayavadana and Nagamandala, identity crisis in Girish Karnad's Nagamandala and Hayavadana. Then, irony in R.K. Narayan's novel Swami and Friends. Next one, The World of Malgudi in R.K. Narayan's The Guide and Swami and Friends. Again, comparative study. Next one, Treatment of Marriage in R.K. Narayan's The Guide and Anida Desai's Cry the Peacock. Next one, Portrayal of Women in Henry Ibsen's A Dollhouse and Sashi Deshpande's That Long Silence. Two novels, two work comparing. Next one, Treatment of Religion and Politics in Arundhati Roy's The God of Small Things. Next one, Portrayal of South India in the selected novels of R.K. Narayan. Next, Theme of Lost Dreams in The God of Small Things. Next topic, Portrayal of Social Exploitation in Mulkraj Anand's Untouchable and Coolie. Then, Feminine Sensibility in Sashi Deshpande's That Long Silence. Next one, Sea as a Symbol in Old Man and the Sea and in Tagari's Chemin, a comparative study. So comparing Chemin, written by Tagari, and The Old Man and the Sea, that was studied in your 4th semester BA. So comparison of Chemin and Old Man and the Sea. Sea as a Symbol, SYMBOL, in The Old Man and the Sea and in Tagari's Chemin, a comparative study. Next one, History and Fiction in the selected stories of C.M.S. Heaney. Next one, Faith and Philosophy in the selected works, in selected novels of Thomas Hardy. Faith and Philosophy in the selected novels of Thomas Hardy. Next one, Theme of Discrimination in the selected stories of Om Prakash Valmiki. That was studied Judan, that author. Then, Treatment of Downtrodden People or Marginalized People in God of Small Things. Next one, Treatment of History in the selected poems of W.B. Yeats. I studied Easter 1916 that I studied. History. Treatment of History in selected poems of W.B. Yeats. Next one, Imagery and Melody in the selected poems of William Blake and Urdu poet Sir Muhammad Iqbal. So I repeat, Imagery and Melody in selected poems of William Blake and Urdu poet Sir Muhammad Iqbal, a comparative study. Then, Indianness in the selected poems of Sarojini Naidu, Picture of India. Indianness in selected poems of Sarojini Naidu. Then, Indianness in the selected poems of Nissim Ezekiel. Indianness in selected poems of Nisim Hezekiah. Then metaphysical elements in the selected poems of John Donne. Next one, pictorial representation of the downtrodden life, downtrodden people. What pictorial representation of the downtrodden people in the selected stories of Om Prakash Valmiki. Romantic elements in the selected poems of John Keats. Symbolic elements in Old Man and the Sea. Portrayal of Malgudi in the selected novels of R.K. Narayan. The themes of lost dreams in the God of Small Things and Anna Karenina. Social exploitation in Mulkraj Anand's Untouchable and Coolie, a comparative study. Feminine sensibility in Sashi Deshpande's That Long Silence. Image of modern India in Babani Bhattacharya's Music for Mohini. Theme of alienation in Arun Joshi's novel The Strange Case of Billy Biswas. Fate and philosophy in Thomas Hardy's selected novels. River as a theme in Mark Twain's Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Gothic elements in Wuthering Heights. Gothic elements in Wuthering Heights, WTHERINGHEIGHTS. Autobiographical elements in Kamala Das' selected poems. Autobiographical elements in the selected essays of Charles Lamb. Narrative techniques in Hemingway's Old Man and the Sea and Farewell to Arms, a comparative study. Then, love and society as depicted in Vaikom Muhammad Bashir's childhood friend and Me Granddad Had an Elephant. So it's a study based on Vaikom Muhammad Bashir. I repeat, love and society as depicted in Vaikom Muhammad Bashir's stories, childhood friend Balyakala Sagi, and My Granddad Had an Elephant. Comparing these two and picturing love and society. Then Indianness in R.K. Narayan's The Guide and the Man-Eaters of Malgudi, a study in comparison. Theme of Gandhian philosophy in R.K. Narayan's Waiting for Mahatma. Juvenile heroism in God of Small Things. Treatment of downtrodden in God of Small Things. Fate and fatalism in Anita Desai's selected novels. Women as a maker of social change in Ibsen's Doll's House. Portrayal of local elements in R.K. Narayan selected novels. Myth and human complexities in Girish Karnad's Nagavandala and Hayavadana. Treatment of sex in D.H. Lawrence's Sons and Lovers. Social realism in Doll's House. Revisiting Malabar, a journey through selected poems of Kamala Das. Problems of religious dilemma in Murder in the Cathedral. Suffering and exploitation in the selected novels of Arundhati Roy and Mulkraj Anand. Concept of heroism in selected novels of R.K. Narayan. Poetry of politics, a comparative study on selected poems of W. Bates and C.M.S. Heaney. The role of fate in Riders to the Sea. Colonial and post-colonial perspectives in Conrad's Heart of Darkness, realistic tradition in Narka Narayan's Swami and Friends and The Guide. Animal imagery in sacred poems of Ted Hughes. Myth and fable in Girish Karnad's Nagamandala and Hayavadana, a study in comparison. Portrayal of Black Spirit in sacred poems of Maya Angelou. Indianness and Orient identity in Jayanta Mahapatra's poems. Confessional elements in the poems of Kamala Das and Sylvia Plath, a comparative study. Feminism in Doll's House, a study in depth. National integration in the poems of Sarojini Naidu. Oedipus complex in D.H. Lawrence, Sons and Lovers. History and politics in the central poems of W.B. Yeats. Portrayal of Malgudi in central novels of Arka Narayan. Symbols in Hemingway's Old Man and the Sea, a study in detail. The theme of motherhood in Kamala Das poems. Gandhian impact on Kandapura, a study in depth. Gulliver's Travels as a political and social satire. Quest, Quest, Quest for self-identification in the central poems of Kamala Das and Sylvia Plath. Then, political allegory in animal form. Pessimism in certain novels of Thomas Hardy. Theme of death in the certain poems of Emily Dickinson. Identity crisis in Nagamandala and Hayavadana, a study in comparison. Social realism in Arundhati Roy's The God of Small Things. Autobiographical elements in the sculpted poems of Sylvia Plath. Gandhism in Raja Rao's Kandapura. Juvenile heroism in Robinson Crusoe and in Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Prose style of Francis Bacon and Charles Lamb, a comparative study. Social elements in selected novels of Mulkraj Anand. Portrayal of marginalized society in the stories of Om Prakash Valmiki. Local colorings in the selected novels of Arka Narayan. Life and Society in Mulkraj Anand's novels Coolie and Untouchable. Experimental techniques in mass media, a study in depth. Treatment of sex in D.H. Lawrence, Sons and Lovers. So there are many other topics like this. This will get just an idea will get when you listen to these topics. There are varieties. So some topics are from the fiction, some from the poetry area, and there are comparative studies, etc. And some topics are connected with your syllabus, and some other topics outside your syllabus. So you can choose topics from these or topics from outside and start your preparation in the 5th semester onwards, because now this is the month of August, then you will get September, October, November, December, January, February, March. But according to the university rules, June, July, August, September, October. So by in the end of next month, that is by the end of the next September, next month, we will wind up the 5th sem as per the university order. So most probably from October onwards, we will pass on to the 6th semester. October, November, December, January, or you can say November, December, January, February. That is the 6th semester In March, you are going to face, you are going to appear for your final examination. So before your final semester examination, you have to submit this, your project. And it's just like a full paper. This project equal to a full paper. And after the submission, there will be an internal viva and external viva. So teachers from your department, they will arrange a viva, project viva, that is internal viva. After that, there will be a public viva. And for the public viva examination, external viva examination, a teacher from another college, from outside, will come to our college. And that teacher who are coming from another college, and he or she will sit in the company of one teacher from our college, and they will arrange an external viva. So the marks will be awarded by the external examination. So it will be internal examination and external examination for the project. So when you prepare your project, you have to listen all the details or all the instruction that you can see in there is an order I am forwarding along with this. So read that points very well and start your preparation. So I told that the size of the paper should be A4, and you have to type in only one page of, so one side of your page, not two sides. And you have to submit, you have to prepare 3 copies. That is, one copy to send to the university, one copy to the department, and one for yourself. That is your personal copy. And so after preparing the project, there is no need of hard binding. Spiral binding is enough, and thus you have to submit in the department. So one personal copy for yourself, one for the department, the another one to send to the university. That is better. So I am forwarding on some models also. That also you have to listen. Anyway, you prepare in advance. Otherwise, you will not get enough time because you will be very busy in the 6th semester. And as per the orders of the government, so we had an expectation that the regular class will start in the month of September onwards. But as per the new orders, so we believe that the classes may be in the month of November or December because the COVID is spreading everywhere. If so, the class will continue just like this, online classes. And after finishing the portions of the 5th semester, we will start the areas of the or the syllabus of the 6th semester. Anyway, there is no particular order, no clear order from the University of Calicut. So you will continue the online classes and you prepare very well for your examination. So you listen to these model topics, and if you want, you can choose from these models, or you can prepare, you can find out some other topics from another your own personal interest and start your preparation, and we will allot a teacher for you as your guide. So thank you.